Walmart makes more profit per item on their great value brand than on name brands sitting right next to it, and here's the trick. The grocery business runs on razor-thin margins. A typical supermarket moves maybe 1 to 3% profit on each transaction. That sounds impossible until you trace where the real money actually flows. It's not from selling you a box of cereal. The cash comes from 3 places: logistics, negotiating power, and private label products. And once you see how these 3 gears interlock, you'll never look at a grocery store shelf the same way again. Start with supply chain management. A grocery chain like Kroger or Albertsons operates a network of distribution centers that receive products from thousands of suppliers, then ship them to hundreds of stores daily. This logistics machine is where efficiency becomes profit. The company tracks inventory in real time, which products are moving fast, which are sitting. They use predictive ordering to minimize waste and overstock. Spoilage is the silent killer in grocery margins. A store that wastes 5% of its perishables is essentially giving away profit. So how do they squeeze every cent from the supply chain? Negotiation. When Costco or Albertsons sit down with Coca-Cola or Nestlé, they're not equals. The store controls shelf space, the most valuable real estate in retail. A supplier that doesn't get prime placement loses volume. So they negotiate hard, lower wholesale prices, payment terms extended to 60 days, promotional allowances, and slotting fees paid by the supplier just to get shelf access. The larger the chain, the more leverage they have. A regional chain has less power than a national one, and here's the trick. The supplier absorbs these costs by raising prices on smaller retailers and consumers elsewhere. But the real profit engine is private label. Great Value, Kirkland, Good & Gather, these brands are owned by the retailer, not an external company. When you buy them, the store keeps a much larger margin than it does on name brands. A national brand might give the store 15 to 20% margin. A private label product on that same shelf, 25 to 35%. The store sources the product from a manufacturer, often the same one making the name brand, then slaps its own label on it. The manufacturer gets volume, the retailer gets profit. Private label also serves a strategic purpose. It pressures name brand suppliers to negotiate harder. If Pepsi knows that the store's private cola is stealing shelf share and customer loyalty, Pepsi will drop their wholesale price to stay competitive. The store wins either way, higher margin on private label or lower costs on name brands, and consumers think they're making a choice. They're not, they're walking through a carefully designed profit system. The supply chain, negotiating leverage, and private label brands form a triangle. Each point depends on the others. A massive supply chain gives you negotiating power. Negotiating power lets you demand lower costs from suppliers and payment terms that improve cash flow. And private label brands let you capture margins that would otherwise go to manufacturers. Meanwhile, the store's actual food sales, the thing customers think they're paying for, generate just enough volume to justify the whole operation. Though when you walk into a supermarket and see thousands of products at seemingly competitive prices, you're actually looking at a machine designed to extract profit from every angle except the one you think matters. The food itself is often a loss leader sold cheap to drive traffic. The store makes its real money by controlling the flow of goods, squeezing suppliers, and keeping you buying products with labels that look different but taste identical. The grocery business isn't about selling food. It's about owning the system that moves it. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe to uncover the hidden economics of the everyday businesses that shape your life. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.